Welcome to the program. Now, the dreadful news of the unprovoked killings of military personnel during a rescue mission in Okwama community in Ugeli South local government area of Delta State on Thursday, March 14, 2024, has been described as a crisis taken too far. The murdered soldiers include a commanding officer, 2 majors, 1 captain, and 12 soldiers. Their lifeless bodies have since been recovered by officers of a joint task force under the supervision of the General Officer commanding 6th Division, Nigerian Army, Major General Jamal Abdul Salam, at the Okwama community. Some of the recovered corpses were said to have been beheaded, while their stomachs and hearts of others were allegedly ripped off. The murdered military personnel were said to be responding to a distress call after a communal crisis between the Okwama and Okolaba communities where they met their death. Now, in his response, Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Gwabe Musa says some suspects have been arrested in connection with the incident, but the big question remains what could have prompted the attack. Retired Captain Yahaya Umar joins me to discuss this. Thank you for your time, Captain. Now, many questions beg to be answered over the brutal murder of the soldiers in Delta State. One of which is, was it a calculated attack? Because the Ijaw civilians who accompanied the soldiers to Okoma were spared, yet no military man survived. Now, do you think that the murder was calculated?
Why it's like that is because when you look at the situation in the country, we have unpatriotic political dispensation. The democratic era have bring the soldiers to become vulnerable. People are not patriotic. They look at the soldiers like their enemy instead of looking at the soldiers as a national property, which is unfortunate in this kind of situation and is weakening the soldiers' morale and even the courage. You can't expect somebody that come to help you, you wrap him up and kill them. So what about the other soldiers? We talk about rule of engagement. Do you think the soldier will come to community and start shooting the people in the community? Who must ascertain who is at fault? He probably make some arrest for proper investigation because of their human rights violation. But in this situation whereby civilians will mob soldiers and kill them like killing an animal, is very, very sad for the country.
Now, some other worrisome twist to this incident is that the military stationed in Bomadi embarked on a peace mission to Okwama, or allegedly embarked on a peace mission to Okwama in Ugeli South without the involvement of the DPO, that's Otu Jeremy, and local government officials. Now, how possible is it that a peace mission was planned and conducted without these key personnel?
Actually, by right, the police and local government official, if you look at it, the chairman of the local government is the chief security of the local government. And the DPO is in charge of the local government security. By right, it's not even the duty of the military to even intervene. It's the police duty. But you have to look at the situation in the country. The police can never do anything anymore. Most of the job of the police soldier have been the one doing it because the police cannot be able to perform their duty. All what is happening in the country generally today in terms of internal security is the responsibility of Nigerian police and other security agencies, not soldiers. But because they cannot perform their duties, that's why the soldiers have to come to their aid. And in this type of situation, we expect to have a good synergy between the soldier, the police, the SSS, in terms of sharing of information. But that may be, if a soldier is deployed in an operation, he can still as well go and do operation without the involvement of police. But they cannot rule out involving the civilian or the chairman or the local government, which you are there to protect them. So by and large, maybe there's a communication gap, but you can't expect a soldier to go to community without information. Some people call it a distress call before you even involve. And I think it's their duty to liaise with the other security agency on what is happening, especially the police and the local government. So I think there's a communication gap on that note.
Now, with the latest Okwama crisis, citizens fear that the military and Nigerians in general do not appear to have learned any lesson from the Odi massacre that took place more than 24 years ago in Bayelsa State. What do you think is fueling this attack against the military in certain volatile communities?
Yes, so many incidents happen like that. Even the killing, it happened in Taraba State, where a soldier, a major, and 13 soldiers were killed. And the issue of Odi should be a lesson. But what we are saying is that we are in a situation whereby we have unpatriotic Democrats. The people you are talking about, they are civilian, they are politicians, you don't know their motive. And beyond that, soldiers today, because of the democratic dispensation, where we talk about bad governance, where we talk about even the rule of law is not being adhered to, that's why the soldiers become weak and people don't respect them anymore. Corruption, even within the military cycle itself, because if you don't have integrity, the society may not even respect you. Sometimes people have looked at the soldiers, maybe they're siding one side or whatever. The issue of not respecting the soldiers can be reality because of general situation of the country. We talk about bad governance. We talk about corruption. Look at what is happening in National Assembly in recent time. Corruption. So when there's corruption in the land, nobody will respect any institution. These are institutions that are meant statutory to give you protection, but because there's a lot of lacuna, so that have created a vacuum that the military or the security agent, people have no confidence on them. It's lack of confidence that will make them to even attack them. Or there's some interior motive. Sometimes politicians instigate people to cause problem. When there's problem, some people use that problem to achieve their aim. So it's beyond what we are seeing now. Look at the issue of security vote. When there's security problem in your state, the governor can rightly sign or remove any money without being accounting for. So if their place is peaceful, you don't have to even do it. You can't have the right to remove money. So sometimes corruption is the backbone of all this problem we are seeing. Yesterday, before now, military, when you see one soldier in a town, the whole town is sit up. But they, as we said, soldiers authorized to go and do operation, peace mission or peacekeeping, but the community will ambush them and kill them. We have lost almost three officers and 12 soldiers. It's a backwardness to the nation. In fact, it's a danger. We are in danger. The country is in danger. So who will save who? If soldiers can be attacked and killed in a broad daylight, that's a problem.
Right. Following the attack, there have been reports of soldiers retaliating by setting some houses in the community ablaze. That has been cleared. But then how should the military hierarchy respond to this?
You know, in this case, the military, although they have debunked any reprisal attack on the community, but what we expect the army or the Nigerian government, because it's not issue of the army, it's the government. When you attack the soldiers of the country, you attack the government of the land. So the issue is that the government should investigate and ensure that they brought those perpetrators into book by taking the legal instrument. You know, like what happened in Jos when one general was killed, though the case is still in court, there's an investigation, and the military be able to, unaid the perpetrators, and they are bring to court of law. The case is ongoing. So we expect even this one, the military, in collaboration with all the security agencies, they should investigate and get those people involved arrested and tried by the court of law according to the constitution of the country. Because if they don't do that, in fact, the country is going to be in trouble, because the essence of governance is the protection of life and property of the people. So if the soldiers who are meant to protect the life and the property of the citizens are being killed like that, it will weaken the morale and the courage of the military to do their constitutional duty.
Finally, what measures do you think can be taken, or would you advise to be taken to ensure the safety and security of military personnel deployed on peacekeeping missions in volatile areas?
There should be a clear rule of engagement by the government and the military authority to the soldiers when they are deployed in any operation. They should give them guidance how to operate, when to protect themselves, how to do things based on the rules of engagement. And the constitution of the country, there are certain things should be amended that can protect, because we have to look at the policy framework of the country. Very, very important. Because now if the soldiers fight to kill, they will say, extrajudicial killing, human rights violation. So all these things should come in place. Then now, issue of synergy between other security agencies. There should be information sharing between the security agencies. There should be cooperation, not that they should be looking at themselves like reverie. And the soldiers should be trained and be well equipped. These are the only way, because when you say America today is this and that, is because they have been trained, they have equipment, they have a good legal framework. And let the citizen know the importance of the military or the security agent to their life. These are national property. So if the soldiers cannot perform their constitutional duty, that means we're in trouble. Nobody will be in that our seat anywhere you are, whether in Abuja or whether in your village, or if they are not secure, you cannot do your normal business, you cannot do your livelihood. So we expect the government should look at the rule of engagement, the policy framework, the training, intelligence sharing within the other security agency. There should be cooperation, very, very important. There should be good synergy. And even the community leaders, we have to look at their involvement, because if a community attack the soldiers, so they have leadership, either political leadership of the community, either traditional leadership of the community, either religious leadership of the community. All these things should be incorporated into security architecture of the country. Security is everybody's business. It's not only the military or the police. So we need to put heads together. The issue of corruption, very, very important. What is meant for the military should be given to the military so that they can have the courage to do their work.
All right, retired Captain Yahaya Umar, thank you for lending your thoughts and speaking to us. We'll take a short break and return shortly. Do stay with us.